Welcome back to Open Source. I'm here with Aaron McKain. So you started to talk about empathy in society and all the things that ties together. And it just so happened, and actually it was a bit of an accident, this segment is about society. So I think it ties in very nicely. Let's talk about the impact of disinformation on society.
Yeah, I mean, look, we have all maybe it's not as bad in Canada. I hear it's a little less effing crazy up there. We've had that experience where we're losing friends and we're losing family members and we're losing the tether on reality. And we have entered into an era where everything we know about science, about J6, about the summer of Floyd, about whatever is up for question. And the only thing, like, look, we're in a bad 80s movie, people. I don't know what to tell you. So the way you win the bad 80s movie is you got to Bill Murray it. You got to Ghostbusters to it. People have to re-recognize their common humanity and empathy and that moral compass and decide what reality they want to occupy and allow others to occupy, which again is why my group does things like get evangelical Christians and super woke queer kids to make art during the pandemic about their shared mental health crises. Or, that's actually a pretty good
Well,
one.
okay,
I'll
but
stop there.
let me jump in
Yeah.
here. And what you're doing is fascinating. And you're welcome back on my show anytime, man. I'm really enjoying
Oh,
the
thank you.
conversation
Thank
with
you.
you. But it also raises some interesting questions, right? Because if people don't even know they're in an echo chamber, or
Yeah.
they just think the other echo chambers are lies and their echo chamber is the only true echo chamber, how do we get to this point, as you say, where we can sort of compare notes? Because it seems like people are very contented to stay in their lane where they kind of know the way society is structured. They don't want to deviate from that.
I completely agree. And we have to treat it like any other kind of like mental health slash political crisis. And look, there's lots of me's out in the world trying to do our little part. So I'm just proud to be part of that community. And we're all trying to figure out how you nationally scale something to solve this. So the Hail Mary I'm throwing is to comedians. I'm being serious. And our logic there is comedians got us into this mess and comedians can get us out of this mess because in a world of balkanized culture and balkanized reality, there's not many things that everyone still is on the same page with, right? Everyone's watching NFL football, everyone's watching Saturday Night Live, everyone laughs when something is funny. And that's not an incidental point. Laughter is a shared affective experience, just like horror or disgust or anything else. And comedians, truthfully, or pastors, but comedians are easier, have the ability to bring people back together to recognize the absurdity of the realities that they're living in. Like if your body and brain last, you can't deny that. That's the importance there. And it's those shared affective experiences that can help us start untangling the rest of this reality mess. Like no one needs
Right.
like a Rogan for the left. We need a Manhattan Project that brings people together on what reality is.
Well, okay, but so this is what I was going to say, because I remember, I'm half Chinese, so I'm 47 years old, but I look like I'm 11. But I remember when Friends came out, Seinfeld, the whole world was watching NBC, Thursday at 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. or whatever it is, right? We had these shared experiences, we all participated in them, and those are gone now. Like we're all curating our own little media ecosystems. Is this a big problem as well?
It's an enormous problem. And I appreciate you bringing this up because what everyone in like the disinformation and AI safety community, go figure, misses is that this is a cultural problem. This is a
Mhm.
crisis of code, culture, and constitutional law. And if we don't get a handle on that culture problem, there is no solution, which is why in the US we have things like Project 2025. And if I can't get comedians to get behind my thing, maybe Canada wants the Norm Institute for Digital Humanity. I don't know. But yeah, we have to rethink these large cultural experiences. But again, in the US, the MAGA team knows this. They have an aesthetic paradigm, a cultural paradigm, and an educational paradigm. We don't have anything comparative on the left or like the old school ACLU wing of things in the US. And that's one of the reasons why this situation is so dangerous for us, although it's dangerous for everyone in the
I mean, my mind is being blown with every sentence. that you utter. And, you know,
Imagine you're 47, man. We're
uh,
both 47. Yeah.
I know. But you're going to have to come back. Look, we've got one more segment. I want to talk about the future. Let's unpack what we can. Obviously, this is just the beginning of a larger conversation. I've got Aaron McKain here on Open Source.